Hello everyone, Pete here again. This time it's with an update on the Ranchero custom chopped pickup thing. I've been doing quite a bit of body work to this, changing the angle or the body lines. As you can see by the white areas, I'm changing the rear fender sort of area, and there's a few bits in the back bed. I've also done a bit of mini tubbing on it to squeeze those tyres in properly, and made up new parts for the front suspension and readjusted the rear axle so as it will sit like that as it is now. So you can see in the bed there, I hope there's not a bit of too much contrast. I'm making a sort of bed and side cabinets to go along there. And as you can see on the outside, I've radically sort of swooped the body line down to the bottom there. They sort of come along up there somewhere, you know, but I've exaggerated it all a bit, and then followed that line with the white styrene along the bottom, as you can see in that fender. There's still a little bit more work on top of the fins. If I just let it go around once more. I've done in along there with a new panel of styrene on top of there, and then these swoops are made up by half round strip. I'm changing the front of the grill to take the floating teeth ones, and also on the front tip there I'm going to change that styling a bit to tie in with that. Coming round to the back of the bed, I'll just stop that there so we can flip that back out of the way, and I'm putting in a sort of bed area in here, a bed in the bed, to go with the sort of camper top conversion. This is a piece of styrene that did have a sort of brick pattern on it, but there's too much contrast there, isn't there? Or too much brightness and no contrast, I don't know. But anyway, then heat distorted it, but kept in mind the space that I was getting there, so it's only a tad, a mil either side to actually dropping in. And these are just laying in there. There's a new back panel made up of styrene and some strip that will just go into the back area and tidy the bed up, along with these two parts which are covering up the wheel arches. They're made up from styrene that I've just a few strips, cut a strip and made it up, and that will get covered by the bed. I'm moving all this slowly so I don't pick the damn thing up. On the underside, if I can hold everything, I've started to make, there was no steering parts. These have been sort of bodged on or broke off when I got the thing, so I've made up some new parts that will go into the disc. These wheels come out my spares box. They came from somewhere, probably John up at Scale Reviver. And anyway, I'm making a shaped, that really isn't the best idea, is it? A shaped piece of styrene, square styrene that I've drilled through, and then a disc to the shape of that. There's a sort of flat spot at the bottom there of the wheel where it mounts the disc, so I've put that part on. I've got a bit of blue tack holding it, and that will just drop into there. Get hold of that. and squiggle into the and then that's drilled up there for a pivot pin into the steering doodad area. On here I've got this taped in at the moment just to give me the right angle of the dangle, and as you can see from there I've boxed in there, but if I remove this, I haven't painted this area, so as you can sort of see how I've done the tubbing of the area. I've also removed with a bit of Dremel power the rear moulded in. There's a couple of moulded in silencers either side up there, mufflers, and I'm going to change that. But I've had to, you know, grind away as much as I could back to the chassis line and up, and also thin out the original fenders a bit to give me clearance for these wheels. But now I actually have. I've got. I know this is one of the front ones, but well, I'll pop this back in. Lining that back up with the penny points. I've got that in there with enough clearance for that wheel to rotate without touching anything, and the same with that one, that's tight on that axle. So I've re-tubbed all that to look like that. I'm not sure whether I'm going to put the washboard panel in there. I do quite like the idea of it, but I want to see what I'm going to do to blend in the rear bumper yet as well. So at the moment it's like that, and I'll do the rear bumper and a bit more of the panelling of it. But I do quite like these wheels on it, and plonk. Okay, it starts completely. Oh, forget it. Balance your bugger. Anyway, so that's about it really. Made up a load of different interior panels as I've just shown you. Wow, doesn't it look radical like that? Anyway, bye for now.